So I'm doing a January no spend. And that means I'm feeling a little bit deprived as far as being able to go out to eat. And so in this video, I wanted to talk about how to control impulse spending. But I'm going to do it in a way that also approaches January no spend or no spend in general. So in my instance, I'm trying to set myself up for success because I'm so used to spending money when I go out to eat. I'm trying to take advantage of opportunities that I have that make me feel less deprived. So, for instance, if you know anything about me, I am not a procrastinator. I get things done immediately. I can't wait. It's just in my nature to get started on whatever I need to do. It's just how I operate. And so, how this trickles down into my life and into my work is I need to be in the office 2 days a week. And so I generally go in Monday and Tuesday. I can't help it. I just have to get it out of the way. But with this January no spend for me, I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity that I have and have lunch in the office on Friday. So I'm going in the office tomorrow to enjoy a free lunch Friday. I rarely do this, but it's going to take away some of that feeling of me feeling deprived of not being able to eat out, take away some of the pressure of me having to pack a lunch for myself to go into the office. So that's one of the things I'm doing. Another thing that I'm doing is I love getting coffee out. And again, I'm taking advantage of the barista that's in the office. I rarely go to the coffee barista because sometimes I don't like those shishi types of coffees. And I tend to drink just real coffee, not the cappuccino or the latte. I do like my milk steamed, but I don't really enjoy espresso coffee that much. So I'm not really a big latte drinker. But I'm still going to take advantage of that for my January no spend because it's going to make me feel like I'm having a treat. So do some of those kind of things for yourself, set yourself up for success. But when it comes to controlling impulse shopping, there are other things that you can do. And the first thing would be to really know yourself. Know what your triggers are. For me, I explained some of mine. It would be going out and getting a cup of coffee. That would be something I would do. It might be me opening my email or wanting to give to causes or just to give to people or buy someone a coffee on the internet. Because if I'm really enjoying their YouTube channel, I would be the type of person to go ahead and buy them a coffee. So I'm I know myself. I'm trying to limit my exposure to those kind of things. So if you are triggered by maybe your emotions, and let's say you're bored, and bored leads to browsing, and browsing leads to potentially buying something, know yourself and try to remove yourself from those kind of situations. If you see sales and deals and you are enticed by, oh, this is a limited time offer, or maybe some of the emails that you're getting. So for instance, I just got an email from one of the cruise lines that I'm going on. In March, I'm going on a cruise. My husband and I are going on a cruise, and there are excursion deals. I'm avoiding opening those emails. I don't want to see what I might be missing. And so for me, I could save it for later. I don't need to worry about spending that money now. So I know myself. And then the last thing would be social influencing, influencers or influence. If you're going to be pressured to stay with trends, or you're watching someone use an item on one of the channels you might like, or you're out with friends and you're shopping, are you triggered into buying? If you are, try to avoid those situations. Don't put yourself in a situation that actually gets you to spend money. Number two would be set up shopping parameters for yourself. Maybe you can put a 24 to 48-hour buying rule on yourself. So for me, I actually have Amazon gift money that I have aside. So I don't really need to do this, but I'm not spending money in January. It's part of my no spend January. I've committed to share my budget and to try to also live within our pension and our rental income for the month. I want to see what it's like to be able to see if we could just pretend my salary doesn't exist. I have goals in mind. And so I'm concentrating on those goals to see, can I really retire? Can I say no to the paycheck without immediately having to go to some of our retirement savings or completely use up the cash that we've saved on the side? I know we're going to probably need some of that cash money, but it's giving me the opportunity to practice what I preach and try to put things on hold and not buy anything that I don't need during the month of January. So when it comes to 24 to 48-hour rule, I am still putting things in my Amazon basket, the things that I might want to buy in the future when the no spend is done. But I'm going to try to hold on to that money. So if you have ways that you could pause before you actually buy, you're going to set yourself up for success with impulse shopping. Just put a pause on it. Any trick that you could do for yourself, I'd love to hear about it. Share it in the comment section because I'd love to know things that people do when it comes to limiting how they're spending their money. Now, I tend not to buy things, I tend to buy experiences. So for me, I'm going to try to avoid JetBlue sending me a sale on flights and to areas that I might want to go. And so, no buy January means no buy impulse shopping in check. Number three would be shop with intention. Really important with a no buy as well. I go with a list. When I'm going to the supermarket, I'm going to avoid browsing the aisles. I'm going to shop with intention, know what I'm in there to buy. And so right now, I'm trying to limit the amount of time I'm going to the supermarket, and I'm going to go with a list. So I know I need vinegar, rice vinegar. I think that's what it's called for a recipe I want to make. And then I know I need some potatoes. So that's on my list to add for when I go shopping this weekend for next week's groceries. And so shop with intention. It really, really helps you curb impulse shopping if you're not browsing the aisles, because even at supermarkets, you can overspend money, especially when you feel like you're limiting yourself on shopping that you could do outside in stores. Be aware the supermarket is a big area where people are do impulse shopping. Then number four is set spending limits. If you are going to go shopping and you do want to avoid impulse shopping in general, set limits on the amount that you're going to spend. Maybe go in with gift cards, pre-loaded money that you're going to spend at the supermarket. So they have the gift cards that you go, you put some cash on them that you're going to use, and that's it. When the cash is out, you're done. So you shop with an exact intention of how you're going to spend. Maybe consider going to a cash envelope system where you have specific amounts set on each area. And then if you are going to go to the mall or something or into a store that you might be buying something, again, know yourself. If you have the cash to spend and you have a limit of you can spend for the day, you'll stick to that limit if you left your credit card at home. Number five, this one's pretty important. Avoid putting yourself in high risk situations. So, again, if you are the type of person and you know yourself that if you just put yourself in an environment where you're out with your friends and you're just walking around going into like a store that you love, maybe it be Target or maybe it's going to be, Home Goods or something like that. It could be anywhere. But know yourself and try to avoid putting yourself in high risk situations for you. For me, that would probably be me going out to restaurants and walking into like a little convenience type place where I might just pick up little things that I might need. And also, yeah, I think I definitely do like the home goods type of store, but I really don't have any room in my home, so it helps me avoid staying out of those stores. Number six, focus on your financial goals. So I shared some of mine. I plan to retire probably sometime next year. I'm going to try to use this year as my goal to save as much as I can and to really try to live on the pension and rental income that we have coming in while we can. Now, there are going to be times where obviously I'm going to want to increase my spending to enjoy life. But right now, while I'm doing a January no spend, I'm trying to actually see if we had to, could we live within the parameters of the pension income? So, what are your goals? Visualize them. Are you trying to get out of debt? Are you trying to save for a car? If you're trying to save for a home, maybe create a vision board for yourself. Maybe put pictures up around of things that you're actually saving so you see your goal. If it is that you're trying to build your wealth, chart it. I actually used to chart my income coming in and my expenses until I literally used to chart my crossover point until we reached a point where we would be able to sustain our lives. So if you have a financial goal, it's good to visualize it and to have that in mind, and that will really help you curb your shopping. All right, ambulance again coming by. Every time I film. I swear it's so quiet when I don't film. Number 7, create barriers to spending. Some people actually go as far as to put their credit cards in the freezer. Now, I don't need to do this. One of the quicker, simpler things you could do is just remove your credit cards from apps themselves. Remove the apps off your phone. So take JetBlue app off for now. You can always re-download it and your information isn't lost in many of these apps. Get rid of things that are going to get you to spend money. Go through your emails and maybe change things over to be junk so that you're not seeing them in your inbox. So that you're not tempted to buy. If you, let's say, you signed up to get, maybe emails from a specific, um, let's say it's Target, and you used to get emails from Target now, and now you're seeing things that you might buy. Put Target in your trash so that you stop getting Target emails. So just create barriers to spending. Put some space between you and spending. Number 8 is to practice gratitude for everything that we have. Right now, I am so thankful for not having been spared on the fact that we had a lot of hurricanes that hit Florida, and it hit the area where we had our vacation condo and our rental condo. So the feeling of gratitude, especially what's going on in the world, and you see these fires in California, just to be grateful for the things that you have, put things in perspective. Spending seems so small when I think about people who've lost everything. So put yourself in the perspective of just trying to be grateful for the things you do have. Chances are you have everything you already need within your home. So the average home, they say, has 300,000 items. Now, I don't think I have that quite that many, but I do think that I could probably benefit from doing one of the challenges that the minimalists have. And that would be playing a game where each and every day I would take one item the first day and decide I'm going to give this item away. Day number 2, 2 items. Day number 3, 3 items from my home. Day 4, day 5, day 6, until you get to the end of the month. And as the number increases, so are the number of items that you're removing from your home and giving away. And you learn to appreciate the things that you still are keeping around and that you actually have within your home. And there is no better experience than giving, to make you appreciate. Giving is almost like the biggest gift you could do because it comes back to you tenfold, just the reward of giving things away. And then try to focus on the experiences you have in place of the spending. So for this month, I may not be going out to restaurants, but I'm making some really nice meals at home. And so I'm focused on the experience of enjoying things that we're making and eating within our own home. I rarely have the opportunity to cook because I'm so busy with work, but I'm focused on making sure that I make salads for my own lunch and I make lunch when I am working from home. and that I'm having better breakfasts now that I'm cooking for myself than I normally would. My husband still eats his protein muffins daily, that he has for breakfast, but I'm making myself some egg sandwiches. He doesn't eat eggs, so I can't make him one. But enjoying those experiences that we're having around the table, and maybe we might not be going out to restaurants, but we're brewing coffee. We just experimented and put some cinnamon in the coffee itself, and we've been enjoying having real cinnamon flavored coffee. It's been fantastic. And we're going to try it with, uh, well, we're going to try pumpkin, we're going to try um, nutmeg, just sprinkling some of the spice over the coffee before we brew it and see how it comes out. So we're enjoying our experiences instead of going out to have a cup of coffee. We're enjoying the coffee at home. I am also trying to enjoy the coffee in the office too. So, but anyway, practice gratitude, focus on things like experiences instead of spending money, and um, spend time with people you love and do things that don't require any money. And then you're going to not feel the loss of not spending money. And so that would be taking walks, going out to meet with friends, just having conversations, pick up the phone, just do those kind of things. And you're not going to feel the loss as much of spending money. And that will curb impulse spending. I'm really enjoying right now comments around, other things that I might see on YouTube. I've never been much of a commenter before, but I'm starting to comment more now. And I'm just enjoying those little kind of things as well. So, number 9 would be, when it comes to trying to control impulse spending, is have an accountability partner. With my January no spend, I'm relying on my husband, and my husband is actually trying to do it when we are together. When I go into the office tomorrow, he is meeting with a friend, and he will be enjoying, spending time with that person and going to lunch. And I actually want him to, not, he's retired, so he should be out enjoying himself in this time that he earned it. And so I do want him to experience those kind of things. But it is nice that we're doing the no spend together. So he's really trying not to spend money as well. So I'm being accountable to him, and I'm also being accountable to this channel. So as far as I've made a commitment to go over my budget and share the spending that I've done for the month of January, and actually show and record what it's like living on the pension and the investment property income. So YouTube is my accountability partner, this channel, and you are my accountability partner as well. And then there are other things that you could do for support. Like right now, I've always tracked my spending, but I'm being much more diligent about writing it down. So I am using things that support me focusing on staying within budget. And I actually have started to use this app called Moneyfy. And on that particular app, I can actually just use those particular two income streams that we have, the pension and the rental income property, and just use my budget that way, as opposed to going on Credit Karma and having my income be part of the equation. So I don't have to remove anything. I don't have to share information in accounts, and as far as that is concerned, and I could just share the budget element. So that those apps are really helping me to um, support my no spend challenge, and also really watch my impulse shopping on discretionary items. And then the last but not least is to reward yourself responsibility. So I'm doing a January no spend. I am so looking forward to when February comes along, and I'll actually get to experience everything anew. And so going out and just having a cup of coffee outside at a restaurant, maybe even grabbing a dessert and coffee, that's going to feel really, it's going to reset the experience level. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And I'm going to be rewarding myself for having a wonderful no spend January. Now, if you're doing something like curbing impulse shopping and you're staying out of buying, let's say, any items because your goal is to get out of debt, something responsible for yourself might be saying, wow, I can pick up a nice, you know, shirt for myself or a nice new pair of jeans if I go through the entire month of January. Put it in your budget to reward yourself responsibly if you've, let's say, paid off a credit card or you've done something where you've avoided shopping. You can't go completely without spending money, and it's really important. I mean, you work hard for your money, but at the same standpoint, you need to reward yourself responsibly when you are spending money and not undo all the great things you did by not spending money. Anyway, these were some of my ideas um, as far as, curbing impulse shopping and how I'm handling my January no spend. I'm really looking forward to celebrating when this is over because it definitely does feel a little bit different this time, approaching a no spend January and knowing that, I'm actually accountable for what I'm doing and have to share it here on this channel. So it feels a little bit different this time. If you're doing a no spend January, I'd love to hear about it. And if you have any comments or other things you'd want to hear or talk about, please hit me up in the comment section. And thanks for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one. Take care.